truthers, all fucking wonky, strange, weird people. Ian Puddy, you're fucking weird. Bill Maloney, you're weird. John Wedger, you're fucking weird. Sean Atwood, you're fucking weird.
Brian Harvey's making videos. This guy's just effing Sean Atwood, effing John Wedger, effing Ian Puddy, effing Bill Maloney. When he started saying I was working for the New World Order, Brian Harvey's
Fucking podcast.
Brian Harvey's
Fucking podcast.
Brian Harvey's
Fucking podcast. Fucking podcasters fucking talking shit.
Yeah! How's it going, everyone? Very good morning to you there. So let me know, first of all. Just bring the music back a little bit there. Hello, how are you? How are you? Good morning to everyone. Good morning. How's it going? Snowy T, Jenny, Westy, Stevie C, Donny. Good morning. Well, I've been up since 3 a.m. First of all, though, can you give me a yellow thumbs up if the sound is okay? Please. Both music and microphone. Very important. I need to know. I really need to know. Because I've done a few test recordings. You're right, Nicola. It's freezing. Absolutely freezing. Hello, Jelly Tot. Good to catch you as well there. Okay. Good to catch you. Yeah, sounds all good. Okay, is it? Brilliant. Lovely. Oh, plenty of yellow thumbs up going on there. Very good morning to all of you. Okay. Brilliant. Sounds good. Lovely. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, because I've done a few test recordings this morning, and I've got a streaming software called OBS, as some of you might know. And when you do a test recording, or if I want to record in OBS and then upload it later, the sound's coming out funny. It's got a bit of a Fleming sort of sound to it. Good morning to you all. Let me just make them comments a little bit bigger so I can see what's up there. Sounds chipper. Thanks, Edward Bevington. Good morning, Sarge. Lauren, my three boys love you. I watched your video in the car on the journey home when you said you had enough. Was going to the police in January. You've had enough. Yeah, I'm still going to do that. I'm fed up with being defrauded. So yeah, I'm more likely still going to do that. Brilliant people. Hit the like for me, everyone that comes on, if you can. You know, it really helps the channel and helps the algorithm. I've got to say that. Everyone says it, don't they? Gotta say it. Yeah, well, I've been looking into some stuff, and thanks, Jim D. Thank you, Germany. Masters of Germany. Thank you very much. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, Leo, Jen B, Morris. Yes, Enfield. Big up yourself. Any label's been in touch since your new popularity? I've got new popularity, have I? That's great, Sean. That's great. Yeah, I just wanted to have a little test and make sure, because when you haven't broadcasted properly, I know I've broadcasted, but we're going to go back to the old school soon, you know, Nikki and Lee, and get things going on, you know, broadcasting a few times a day and stuff like that. Want to get back there. Smash the like button, please. Thanks, Sarge. Thanks for pointing that out. And you know, it's not going to be a long. I always say that it's not going to be a long broadcast, but I don't want to overlap with Harsh. I know he's doing a thing in the morning, but I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I went to sleep yesterday at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon, and I woke up 3 o'clock this morning. I knew that was going to happen. I was trying to do the all-nighter. I needed to stay awake because I had to talk to the DWP. This whole universal credit thing, I think I've been effed over there, because they've said there is no ESA anymore and you've got to switch to universal credit. And looking on the .gov website yesterday, it says there's new style ESA. And I'd just like to know why I haven't been told about that, and why the DWP don't appear to have any of my details from my ESA. So hopefully I'll get a message later. Got to go into your journal and all that stuff now online, see if they've messaged you and all of that. I mean, in some ways it's not bad, because you can leave a message from on there instead of sitting on the phone for 3 hours waiting for someone to pick up. And you can set a time when they will call you. So in that respect, it's quite helpful. No smoke without. We want a national inquiry, and I know exactly what you're talking about now. And that is one of the things that I was going to come on and talk to you about today, along with Liam Payne. Obviously, it doesn't matter what these people say with regards to Liam Payne and inquiries and what do they call it? Can't remember what they call it. I believe what I believe, and I think all of these arrests and Roger Norris's charges being degraded, still think it's going to come down. Both me and Harsh think that it's going to come down to that guy. Can't even remember his name now. It's gone out of my head. But you know the guy, not Brian Pyers, the other geezer, with the drugs. Because like we say, they're definitely going with this drug story, aren't they? They're hell-bent on it. But they're coming unstuck. Like, we all know that there's something wrong, many things wrong with this case. And I would just say to everyone out there, just don't stop on this one. It's important. Don't stop. Don't stop speculating. Don't stop making videos. Don't stop calling these people out. But obviously, you know, this whole drugs thing, it's bullshit, right? This whole drunken, depressed, drug addict narrative is bollocks. And we know it, don't we, really? They've unalived him. And no one's going to believe any different. So all of this, you know, he was his manager, he wasn't his manager, all of this stuff, it's still all playing into the narrative of leaving him, he was vulnerable, he wasn't right. All of that is bollocks. It's bollocks. There was nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him. So, yeah, don't, just don't fall for it and keep going. Justice for Liam Payne. Something has got to change with this, because the mainstream media and they think we're stupid, and we're not, you know. And there's a lot of good people that are carrying on with it, especially on TikTok. Also, you know, people like Tanya L and Sarah's World. You know, I think people like that could make pretty good journalists. Just with the digging and the points that are coming up, and you know, the way these people are getting caught out. There's some people out there that make quite good journalists, you know, that are sort of specifically rooting for the truth and not getting swayed, and that's what we need now, because I think we're close to the tide turning on all, you know, a lot of stuff. People ain't stupid no more. They can't just put something on the news and in the paper and everyone swallows it now. It just sort of doesn't wash anymore. It just doesn't. And it's good to see that. And I really hope the tide turns. And also with regards to the people asking for this inquiry into the rape gangs, you know, grooming, you know, is kind of putting too fine a point on it, really. They're rape gangs, and they should be punished harshly, right? It's gone on for long enough. And I didn't realise that it had gone on for as long as it had. I was looking into it, and let me just see here, if I just go to Rotherham child sexual exploitation scandal Let me see if I can just bring this up here for you. Yes, I can. Rotherham child sexual exploitation scandal. This is on Wikipedia. I know most of you would have read this, but for some that haven't, just to give you a brief overview, the Rotherham child sexual exploitation scandal consists of the organised child sexual abuse of girls that occurred in the town of Rotherham, South Yorkshire, Northern England, from the late 1980s. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that until 2013. Like it's not still going on. Do you know what I mean? When they spoke about one of them who should have been deported. Apparently he got 6 years, done 2.5, and now he's working for either Uber or Just Eat or whatever, probably working for all of them. They've got multiple mobiles, you know what I mean? So they work for all of them, one person. Don't tell me you've never had it before when you get, there's a woman coming with my stuff, and he turns up and it's a bloke. Fake profile, second mobile phone, working for both Uber and Just Eat, and probably more of them. So and that's why they turn up late. And that was the problem. When I know there was a documentary that was recently made on me before Christmas, and I told a lot of you to go and watch it. And one of the issues on there was me having a go at an Uber driver, and the way that the video had edited that and made me look like I just go out and cause trouble. Well, that's not the case at all, because I'll come back to this in a second, because it kind of just sort of links in. The reason I had to go at that Uber driver, right, was because when they leave the place, when they've picked up your food, right, when they've left the place, they are supposed to let you know. Now, if you're someone like me who believes their life's in danger, or you feel like there's a possibility that everyone knows everyone, and there's no reason why these people couldn't have Uber drivers working for them, and you feel like, well, hang on a minute, what if they poison the food or do something like that, especially if your name's on the app, or who's paying it, like when you pay the bill or whatever. There's ways for them to find out. So when someone leaves the shop, you've ordered some food, and the geezer takes over an hour, right? Over an hour, but doesn't start the clock when he leaves the shop. If he did that, I can track him, I can see where he's gone. All right, he's got other deliveries before yours, that's fine, yeah? But the place was only at the top of my road as well, so there's no reason for him to take all that time and then start the heading your way. Half hour later, you could have done anything to that food. So that's what I was pissed off about. But if you watch that video, it looks like I've just come out, and makes me look like a cunt, which wasn't the case at all. And then the food turned up and it was cold, and the real problem started was because I was filming the guy, he thought he could take my phone out my hand, which he did. He snatched my phone out my hand and broke the fucking back of it, yeah? In which case, I just wanted to smash him up, this geezer, right? He's lucky, I'm telling you that. The bloke is lucky, because he absolutely took the piss. And then I'm saying to him, you fucking took my fucking phone out my hand. Who do you think you are? And then, no, my friend, like, fuck you. Anyway, so let's go. I just thought I'd explain that, because it's like not how it's been put across, but people love editing my life to make me look like the bad one. I'm sure we've all been pissed off with people giving you the runaround. I don't order food at night now, because I know what I'm going to get. It's different. You order, like, in the morning, if I was to order a fry up now, it'd be here within 15 to 20 minutes. People are fine. Whoever brings it, brilliant. But in the evening, they take the absolute piss. An absolute piss. So anyway, Rotherham child sexual exploitation scandal goes back to from the late 1980s until 2013, and the failure of local authorities to act on reports of the abuse throughout most of that period. Right, so I won't go through and read it all, but I'm bringing that up because obviously it's current affairs at the minute. And it's about time there was a proper inquiry into it. And obviously Keir Starmer is reluctant to do so because he's frightened that he's going to frighten people out of people voting for him. I've got news for you, Keir Starmer. No one fucking likes you. You are a tosser. And you lock your own people up for putting out hurty words because they're concerned for our children. Oh, how back to front are you? You know? And he probably is taking it up the back, allegedly. It's been alleged. You know, Wahid Ali. What's going on now? Getting backdoored by him? Probably. Split up with his missus. There's another allegation or a suspicion that we've heard about. No, it's not new. It's not new news. The bloke's an idiot. No one likes him. He should go. You know, if people didn't like me that much, I'd be like, fucking see you later, mate. You know what I mean? I don't need all this. Also, you know what I mean? You can say with the Jimmy Savile, and they didn't want to prosecute him, did he? And it's like, why? Why are you so reluctant to do the right and normal thing? Why? What's the problem? Well, I think I might have the answer to that problem. And I've not seen anyone else bring it up. So I'm going to. And I think it's got to do with this. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen this site. It's a website. It's called Labour 25. And on the front page of it here, we've got Harriet Harman's paedophile Labour Party. And I just want to take you through. There's a second page to this. And we're going to have a look at some of this. Now, this is all factual. This has all got links to the people being reported in the mainstream media. And, you know, because all we hear about are the grooming gangs, the rape gangs, sorry. And by rights, they should be prosecuted. What's been done now, absolutely disgusting. Proper inquiry into this shit now. Yeah, stop fucking about. But the reason that they're fucking about, I believe, is because of this. I mean, have a look at this, right? How many paedophiles are there in our Labour government? Well, let's just have a look at a few of them, shall we? Good morning, Lisa. Just caught that there on the chat. Let's have a look. Hackney Labour councillor charged over pornographic images of children. Posted, this is 28th of August 2023. So it's not all really historic, it's quite current, yeah? And it's been ongoing. I mean, I brought this up in 2014. A Hackney Labour councillor faces charges relating to indecent images of children. 36-year-old Tom Dewey has been charged with offences relating to pornographic images of children as part of a National Crime Agency investigation. He was arrested by National Crime Agency officers at his home in Hackney in April 2022 and was released under investigation. He has now been charged with 3 counts of making indecent images of children, possession of extreme pornographic images, and possession of prohibited images of children. He remains released under investigation and will appear at court at a date to be confirmed. What, that hasn't happened already? It's 2025. He was elected as a Labour councillor for de Beauvoir ward in last May's local elections. That bloke. Right, and this is all Labour, all of it. Perverted Labour councillor tried to meet a male child through Grindr. 15th of August 2023, this was posted. John Robert Reynolds, 43, suffered what a judge said was a spectacular fall from grace after the encounter. A former Lancaster City Labour councillor. He made an unsuccessful bid to become the Labour parliamentary candidate in the 2019 general election and also served as a Carnforth Town councillor. At Carlisle Crown Court, defendant pleaded guilty to attempting to communicate sexually with a child after an alternative charge that he tried to arrange the commission of a child sex offence was abandoned by the prosecution. Brendan Burke, prosecuting at Carlisle Crown Court, said the defendant came to Carlisle on July 27th last year and was staying at the Halston Hotel in Warwick Road for reasons related to his then employment. At the time, he had activated a Grindr profile for himself, through which he initiated contact with somebody who clearly identified himself as a young boy. The defendant sent the boy a nude picture of himself early in the conversation, said Mr. Burke, but Reynolds was unwittingly communicating with an undercover police officer. All right, good. That's good then if the police are doing the old, pedo catchers. It's about time, instead of being left up to people in the public to just do it all the time. The defendant said the conversation had quickly become sexualised, said Mr. Burke. The defendant said he was looking for fun with a guy. He went on to ask the boy to send pics. That request was made and remade again throughout their conversation. The undercover officer told Reynolds he liked boys, but had not actually done anything. The defendant asked the boy what he wanted to try. Encouraged by the defendant, they arranged to meet in Carlisle City Centre. When the boy asked the defendant what he wanted to do, he replied, "Whatever you want. We'll see what happens." Reynolds also asked the boy if he wanted to go to the hotel where he was staying, saying it was nice. These are Labour councillors, right? And they said, I'm not talking about one or two, hundreds. So do you think that could have anything to do with why the Labour leader doesn't want to look into this stuff? Because it's all going to come back on his party, that's why. And I did try to tell Stella Creasy about this, who's my local MP. And she looked surprised at the fact, well, maybe Stella, if you're out there, I'm not having a go at Stella, she does what she can for me sometimes. Maybe have a look at this site, Stella, and you'll see what I'm saying. Judge Guy Matheson told Reynolds, "You have no previous convictions and a good work history. What a spectacular fall from grace you have stood before this court today." Right, let's carry on, there's more. Wyre Forest Labour councillor leader James Shaw made pornographic photos of a child. A Stourport Labour councillor and leader of Wyre Forest District Council is admitting making pornographic photos of a child. Let's carry on. Muslim Labour councillor 34 who shared images of children being raped and had a stash of 100 sex abuse videos on his iPhone and laptop is jailed for more than 3 years. So it's not just Muslims. It's not. There's loads of them, mate. Look at this bloke. Labour, Gillingham MP, pleads guilty to possessing and distributing pornographic images of children. Paul Clark, who represented Gillingham. No, there he is with Tony Blair. Jimmy Savile's friend. Okay. What did he do? Guilty to possessing and distributing pornographic images of children. Who's that? Gordon Brown now? There's Gordon Brown, Tony Blair, Paul Clark. Nazir Ahmed, one of Labour's many alien Lord peers, has been jailed for child sex offences Labour peer Nazir Ahmed of Rotherham has been jailed for 5.5 years for sexually abusing 2 white British children in the 1970s. So look at that. Who's that? Jeremy Corbyn, yeah? Strip Ahmed's life peerage petition. Labour councillor Craig Edwards charged with possessing indecent images of children. West Dunbartonshire Labour councillor has been charged with taking and possessing indecent images of children. Right? I mean, look at him, look. It's like another fucking Cyril Smith. Disgraced Sunderland Labour councillor spared jail for online grooming of a girl. I mean, what is it with these Labour politicians? No wonder Keir Starmer don't want to look into it. It's the fucking lot of them, innit? I mean, if you get 1 or 2, that's bad enough. There's hundreds. It's no fucking joke. It's hundreds. How can we ever trust these people? How can we trust them? No wonder you don't want an inquiry into things. Why don't they all look weird? Exactly. He looks like fucking Andrew Ash, him, doesn't he? Look at him. Look, where's Andrew Ash? Let's find him. Look. Yeah? Do you remember that story? Female MP abused care home boy at age 13 as part of a paedophile network at the heart of government. Well, this is a story that's going to come back up again, because this is the bloke that I interviewed, that Ian Puddick funded me equipment for, even though he wants to deny it. We've got the screenshots to prove it, and the receipt for the equipment that he bought, and his interview on Sean Prattwood's podcast, where they sit there and take the piss out of me. But I was right to be taking the piss out of these people all along. And this whole setup, we never saw Andrew again, did we? He got turned into Carl Beach, who went to prison for 18 years for accusing of there being a Westminster VIP paedophile ring. Well, when you go back to Labour 25 and you see how many, and it's not just Labour, it's Conservatives as well. It's the Conservatives as well. Do you remember the allegations against Leon Britton and many others? What was his name? Harvey Proctor? Just because he could stare down the barrel of a camera and say, I am not a paedophile, means nothing, mate. We can see that this is a massive thing within politicians and MPs. And they're all wrapped. I mean, even Maggie Thatcher was friends with Jimmy Savile. King Charles was friends with Jimmy Savile. So how are they ever going to do the right thing and give people the inquiry that they want? They've all got this shit to hide. And they're all interconnected. Which is why they'll turn you into a right-wing fucking, what they call you? What they calling people that want answers over, obviously want answers over this shit. It's fucking unbelievable. So here's another one. Disgraced Sunderland councillor spared jail for online grooming of a girl. Yeah, that's it, mate. Keep your head down. Keep your fucking head down. Sunderland Labour councillor Thomas Wright jailed for 15 years for sex attacks on children. Fuck me. Labour. Keir Starmer's lot. Labour. Thomas Wright, who was a Labour councillor for the city's Pennywell ward for 18 years, committed vile acts involving 4 children. Newcastle Crown Court heard how the now 67-year-old targeted both male and female children between 1968 and 1982. Yeah, conspiracy theorists, yeah. Are we really, though? I mean, this is out there. All of these stories can be checked. They're, put any into the names, you'll find that it's all in the mainstream media. Walsall Labour Council leader escapes prison sentence for paedophile offences. I mean, why are they all escaping prison for it? I mean, they lock some of them up, but it's like they're picking and choosing, isn't it? Walsall Labour Council leader escapes prison sentence for paedophile offences. Sean Coughlin had pleaded guilty to 2 child sex offence charges at an earlier hearing. Walsall Council leader Sean Coughlin has avoided a jail sentence for 2 child sex offences he confessed to committing. At a sentencing hearing at Wolverhampton Crown Court, Thursday, March 17th, all Judge Michael Chambers said was that the 65-year-old had suffered a great fall from grace. I mean, we heard that earlier. Fuck what fall from grace. We know that because of what he's done. What are you doing about it? Another one escapes prison sentence. There you fucking go. Oh, look, who's that? Jeremy Corbyn with him? Fuck's sake. Labour Party Shadow Minister Eric Joyce pleads guilty to making indecent movie of a child. Labour Party Shadow Minister Eric Joyce was ordered to sign the sex offenders register after admitting to making a sex movie with a 1-year-old child. Mate. Fucking hell. And people voted for this lot. That's why I don't vote, man. I'm never getting involved in voting. I just ain't doing it. I just ain't fucking doing it. Exeter City Labour councillor at centre of child pornography probe. An Exeter Labour City councillor is under police investigation for child pornography offences. I think we need an inquiry into not only the rape gangs of Rotherham and up north, but into government. Into government. Don't you? Fucking hell. And you wait, it gets worse. It gets worse. Roger Spackman, 47, was arrested at a home address in Newtown for making pornographic photos of children. Labour councillor had a 12-year career in Devon's Child Protection Services. Fucking hell. Talk about place them right in where they fucking want to be. Nah, man. Dudley Labour councillor Derek Hemingsley appeared in court charged with taking pornographic pictures of a child. Wordsley Labour councillor Derek Hemingsley, aged 57, appeared before Walsall magistrates accused of taking 90 indecent pictures of a child. The 57-year-old of Penzer Street, Kingswinford, was granted conditional bail, and the case was committed to Wolverhampton Crown Court, where he's due to appear on February the 9th. What's he going to get told? Fall from grace, an amazing fall from grace. Fuck off with your shit. Labour Lord Mayor jailed for child sex offences. Leeds Labour Lord Mayor Neil Taggart was jailed for 32 months on Tuesday, July the 4th, after admitting a string of child sex offences. Police, armed with a search warrant, raided his home in Marlow Crescent, Garforth, on September 23 last year while he was on holiday abroad with his family. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Fucking nonce. Computer equipment was seized, including a desktop computer, hard drives and USB memory sticks. Police discovered a total of 36,003 rape images and videos of children, including 5,488 at Category A, the most serious level, Category A. That's what Hugh Edwards got done with. That can possibly even include the snuffing of, yeah? They're all disgusting, dirty bastards. We need an inquiry into our government. I'm sorry, but it's all very well, you know, grooming rape gangs. Yes, they exist. And maybe they work together with our government, which is why that could be the real reason why they don't want an inquiry. I believe that's the real reason. I don't think it's just about the votes and all of that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I believe they're working with them. That's what I believe. And they got so many of these people tied up in all of this stuff in Labour and the Conservatives. Do you know what I mean? Well, you think that that's going to be totally clean, and it's just nah, mate. Nah. No. Let's keep going. Another rising Labour Party star appears in court over child sex offences. Moray Labour councillor Sean Moulton, 35, faces 4 criminal charges, including photographing and distributing rape images of children, some with animals. The fuck is wrong with people, man? He is good friends with a host of senior Labour politicians and is part of the centrist movement behind the leader of the Labour Party in Scotland, Kezia Dugdale. Both he and Kezia Dugdale were part of the Labour delegation that jetted to the US to support Hillary Clinton's failed presidential bid last year. Fucking hell. You know, oh fuck, man. My God. Nah. We need an inquiry not only into the rape gangs, but their connection to and why Labour don't want an inquiry, because all of this is going to come up. All of this is going to come up. And it's been going on forever. This one ain't even new. July 3rd, 2017. Drug dealing Labour councillor caught with thousands of rape images of children avoids jail. Labour councillor Tom Nielsen, 33, and his lodger supplied drugs from his home, where wild parties were also held. When police raided his property in November 2015, they caught his lodger, Brendan Evans, with a stash of illegal substances and drugs paraphernalia. Nielsen's computers were seized and officers found thousands of rape images of youngsters, some involving sex with animals. Fucking what is the matter with you wankers, man? Let's keep going. I'm just going to keep going. Right? I'm just going to keep going to show you the severity of, you know, and how many of these people have been white? Yeah? How many of these people are white? Fucking disgrace. Whole Labour Party councillor Stephen Bayes has been charged with making and holding rape images of children. Labour Party City Councillor Stephen Bayes has been charged with making and holding rape images of children. Fagan's Hold. Labour Party councillor David Fagan has been arrested and charged with possessing a hoard of child rape images. Fagan has been a member for North Lancashire Council since 2003. Asked about the case, a police spokesman said a 52-year-old man was arrested on Wednesday, September 7th. He is released on an undertaking to appear at Airdrie Airdrie Sheriff Court on Thursday, October 6. Dad of 2. He is currently a member of the Council's Education and Social Work Committees. Labour, Pie's Choice. Now, I've got a video to play you with regards to the Paedophile Information Exchange, who Harriet Harman, I think back in 1978, was lobbying for these people. Paedophile Information Exchange, Tom O'Carroll. Following Jeremy Corbyn's election as party leader last September, homosexual Labour Party member and former chairman of the Paedophile Information Exchange, Tom O'Carroll, celebrated with fellow activists and Labour Party MP John Woodcock at their Christmas fucking party. After a series of complaints from anti-paedophile activists, a Labour spokesman said that they had suspended his membership only last Tuesday. However, another spokesman for the Labour Party informed us that he could not be expelled immediately because party rules require an investigation by officials, which won't fucking happen, will it? Mr. O'Carroll, 70, is the former chairman of the Paedophile Information Exchange, PI for short, which was formed in 1974. That's the year I was born. To campaign for sex with children, including decriminalising intercourse with those as young as 4. 4 years old. These, can you even believe that these people are even lobbying for that? Like, what is wrong with these fucking monsters, man? So I've got to turn this music down a little bit more because it's putting me off. That's it. That's better. In 1981, he was sentenced. Tom O'Carroll, this is. In 1981, he was sentenced for 2 years in jail for conspiracy to corrupt public morals after police had seized more than 1/4 of a ton of child abuse images. Some showed pictures of a man raping a 1-year-old boy. Fucking hell. Sick people, Jacqueline, I know. And I'm going to turn the sound down on that for a minute because I want to show you something. Let me just see if I can bring up this video here. Okay, here we go. Right, so this Paedophile Information Exchange interview from 1983. For 10 years, the Paedophile Information Exchange openly advocated that adults should be allowed to have sex with children. Fucking disgusting cunts. In this 1983 Newsnight interview, 2 members of the group explained their views. Now, one of these people is Tom O'Carroll, who we was just talking about just now. So let me play you this.
Adults would feel that a developed consideration for children.
So the guy on the left is Tom O'Carroll, all right?
Would involve leaving children alone sexually to find their own way for themselves with their own peer groups and not with adults.
Yes, I would be all in favour of children finding their own way sexually, but I think also that adults have a part to play because children are one part of the whole society. It isn't the society where we separate.
I noticed that. Sorry, I will just. They had a vote yesterday to take away homeschooling, and how did that go, Jelly Top? because it sounded like that was something that was definitely going to go through? Did that, or was that what they called the first sit-in? The fact that they're even bringing that up, they're trying to take the control. They're coming for your kids, right? They're coming for your kids, and you are going to be no more than a foster parent. The state is the parent, which is what they're going for, and that's Labour. With hundreds of paedophiles in the history of their party, hundreds, more than that probably, it's probably thousands. It's probably in the thousands. And look what they're all into. And now they want to take the power away from the parents. We do know why, Jelly Tot. We do know why. Labour 25, a list of... I've just been bringing up, Mary. You know, go back on the video a little bit and you'll see that we're on that website. We've just come up to Tom O'Carroll on the Labour 25 website. And I'm now just cutting to a video of what these dirty bastards were lobbying for. And they had Harriet Harman, Labour politician, doing it for them, right?
Children from adults.
What do you feel?
I feel that PI is not a procurement agency for children, never has been and never will be. Our political objectives include developing a society where children are given a much higher status than today, where they are recognised as individuals in their own right, and this includes recognising their right to certain sexual freedoms, whilst protecting them from the kind of criminal assaults which took place in Brighton.
But surely it's a question of recognising...
He's fucking joking, isn't he, this bloke? Criminal assaults. What, having sex with a 1-year-old baby ain't a fucking criminal assault, you dirty little fucking...
children's maturity, and how can you have an equal relationship, which is what I take a mature sexual...
Can you believe we're even here? Like this is even being spoken about. Can you even believe that? Like, what the fuck is happening? It's like we've crossed over into a parallel universe. Like we're in the fucking Twilight Zone. Like we shouldn't be having conversations like this. Like, yeah, they want to advocate for bringing the age of consent down to the age of 4. Fuck, man. Like, what has happened to this country?
Relationship to be between an adult and a child who is not mature in body, in mind, or personal awareness. It has to be unequal.
I don't accept that this concept of maturity at all. Adults, for instance, aren't necessarily mature. It's a long process.
Well, I take it for granted that no adult is probably ever mature, but nevertheless, my state of maturity, or your state of maturity, is clearly different from that of a child of 12. How can there be an equal relationship which allows of sex, which is usually a shocking experience for everybody at some time or another? How can you allow of an equal relationship between two people so unequally positioned at the starting off point?
I don't accept that sex is a spontaneously shocking experience.
But I'm saying, to some stage or other, there is an element of shocking sex.
Not if children are properly educated about sex, and it's an obligation on society to see that children are given a far more comprehensive sexual education.
What, by you fucking nonce? Oh, mate,
At a far earlier age.
But in that case, they find it out. They discover this with people of their own age and in their own time. And it is the question of inequality, which I come back to, which I think you have an answer.
Indeed, by your lights, the relationship is unequal in the same way that a teacher-child relationship is unequal, in the same way that a parent-child relationship is unequal.
Oh, how are you even comparing that? You know what I mean? Your teachers are supposed to be there to give you an education. This ain't education. This is just rape of fucking children, you dirty little cunt.
Teachers not exploiting the child sexually.
And nor is a pedophile. Pedophiles do not exploit children. Child molesters may.
Pedophiles don't exploit children. Mate, what would you do with this cunt?
The child's sexuality.
No, pedophiles do not use a child's sexuality. Pedophiles develop a mutual sexuality with the child. It's an entirely reciprocal relationship.
But you can't
It's not fucking reciprocal, you cunt. You dirty little cunt.
say that because of this business of immaturity and the inequality of the relationship.
Yes, but the definition of maturity is yours. We don't share it.
Well, what is your definition of maturity?
You're definite. You're just a dirty little paedophile little fucking tramp. Like you are.
In this context. So how can a child of 12 make a mature judgment about something like sex for the first time, which it has not the first idea about, and cannot possibly weigh the consequences of it?
You're imputing to a sexual relationship heavy judgmental issues which
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the physical and psychical response.
Yes. A child is able to recognise a pleasurable experience. He is able to recognise a pleasing emotional experience. He is able to express consent and to recognise that this is something he wishes to continue. And a responsible, caring paedophile, it always refers to the wishes of the child.
A caring paedophile responds to the wishes of a child. A child doesn't know what the fuck that is all about. You are just a nasty little perverted cunt and you need fucking taking out, mate. Can you believe that? Can you believe that there's people out there that are actually lobbying for that shit, or was? And it's not gone away. It's not gone away, which is why the government goes easy on these people and you don't want an inquiry. We need an inquiry into our fucking government, mate. Yeah, because people in government have always been tied to fucking paedophiles and it needs to stop. It needs to fucking stop. So in 1981, Tom O'Carroll was sentenced to 2 years in jail for conspiracy to corrupt public morals after police had seized more than 1/4 ton of child abuse images. Some showed pictures of a man raping a 1-year-old boy. And that's a caring paedophile, is it? In 2006, he was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison distributing child rape images. So 2.5 years in prison, what he done half that time? What, 18 months then? The BBC reported, like you're any fucking better. You fucking harbour them, you dirty fucking shit cunts. Children, mainly boys. This is what I keep saying to these fucking people. What they want to do is lick little boys' bumholes. And some as young as 6 have been filmed and photographed being raped and tortured. Tortured. Caring paedophiles, Tom O'Carroll. I like to show you some fucking care. He rejoined the Labour Party after his release and wrote a disturbing piece about the role of child mascots at sporting events. He said they must look the part, be lean, well-proportioned, athletic and good-looking, with every suggestion that they have been favoured by the gods. You fucking dirty, sick cunt. Mr. O'Carroll was on the NCCL Gay Rights Subcommittee and had addressed its conferences. In 2014, he made headlines by revealing then Labour Deputy Leader Harriet Harman and former Cabinet Minister Patricia Hewitt's support for paedophile information exchange by being affiliated to the National Council for Civil Liberties in the 1970s. This is what I was saying about 1976, 1978. Miss Harman refused to apologise for the NCCL's connection to Pi and for putting recruitment adverts in Pi's House magazine. Let's have a look at it, see if this all...
Email has splashed its front pages about the Labour Deputy Leader, her husband, Shadow Minister Jack Dromey, and the former Labour Health Secretary Patricia Hewitt. All three were...
Let's have that back.
Over recent days, the Daily Mail has splashed its front pages about the Labour Deputy Leader, her husband, Shadow Minister Jack Dromey, and the former Labour Health Secretary Patricia Hewitt. All three worked for the National Council for Civil Liberties in the 1970s and 80s. The council, now known as the human rights organisation Liberty, was linked to the Paedophile Information Exchange, a group which campaigned for paedophiles' rights. It even argued to lower the age of consent to 10. Ms Harman became the legal officer at the NCCL in 1978. And her name appears on documents submitted to the Home Office that argued that pictures of naked children should not be banned as indecent unless it could be proved that the child had been harmed. But now, after days of demands...
Well, it had been proved, hadn't it? They got, like Tom O'Carroll, you know, he's been found with fucking 1/4 ton of pictures, you know, even down to raping 1-year-olds.
From the Mail and other newspapers for Hewitt, Dromey and Harman to provide answers, the Labour deputy leader has decided to break her silence. All right, Harman, you were the legal officer for several years at the National Council for Civil Liberties, which was affiliated to the Paedophile Information Exchange.
Basically, NCCL was an organisation which had something like 6,000 members and 1,000 affiliates.
Why was it acceptable even to have an affiliation? They didn't try to hide what they were. The title of the group was the Paedophile Information Exchange. Why was it okay for them even to have any link with the group you worked for?
Any individual who wanted to pay their money to join NCCL could, and any organisation could join and affiliate to it.
An affiliation is an official link. And when you were the legal officer at the National Council for Civil Liberties, did you do anything to suggest that link should be broken? Did you do anything to try to push them away from your organisation?
The policy was set by the broad membership of NCCL at their annual general meeting.
At the time when you were the legal officer there, you wrote in a briefing paper to MPs, and we have it here, that prosecutions in relation to child protection and photography should only proceed if you can prove that children were actually harmed. Can you see why people might raise an eyebrow? Was the affiliation between the two groups a mistake?
Well, NCCL takes money from any organisation which was a lawful organisation and any individual.
You're happy that your employer for 4 years took membership money from a group that was overtly campaigning for the rights of paedophiles. That wasn't a mistake. That's what you're saying.
You know, I stand by what I was doing at NCCL.
She fucking stands by it, mate.
And I stand by what I've done all the way through.
You dirty fucking whorebag. Dirty, nasty fucking piece of shit. Harriet Harman's paedophile Labour Party, childhood sexual experiences willingly engaged in with an adult result in no identifiable damage. Fucking disgusting cunt. Can't believe it. Deputy Labour Party leader Tom Watson's paedophile uncle. Now, this is the guy who back in 2013, I think it was, made it look like he wanted to investigate a paedophile ring in government. Really, in my view, this was all a cover to make it look like they're interested in solving these things. But Tom Watson MP had a paedophile uncle, which is this guy here. Yeah. Don't tell me that he never fucking knew about it. This is what I say, like they put on face and make it look like they give a shit, but they don't. And we know that. And they're not fooling anyone. So this was the guy that was calling into an investigation into a paedophile ring linked to Number 10 and Parliament, which is where the whole Andrew Ash, this is the interview that I filmed. Female MP abused boy in care. Former female MP was involved in a paedophile network at the heart of government, police have been told. But then Andrew, they was going to turn into a liar. And I offered to help Bill Maloney, who was associated to Ian Puddick. Ian Puddick funded me a ninja recorder to go and film this man right here. And here's the videos that prove that I'm there talking to him. Let me just play you some of this.
93, 94.
So let's go back a bit here to...
Once in that party, you know, and he was out of his head anyway, because he was still out of his head that morning.
Who was he with that?
So he might remind me, may not remember, he wouldn't know me by name.
Does that mean... Right, so this, what's taking place here, if you go on my YouTube and look down the videos, the Ian Puddick setup tapes, all Andrew Ash footage full. Now, this is where Andrew This guy is who I'm talking to. And you can see he's still got the same clothes on, the black shirt and the black clothes. That's him there talking to me and my friend Mick. And he starts coming out with a band member from E17, which is going to be complete lies. But that is because people like Tom Watkins, our ex-manager, were involved with all of these people. So by Andrew feeding me bullshit, it's the Cole Beach scenario, isn't it? Yeah, where Andrew, the plan was always to make him out to be a liar. But where he was feeding me stuff about a band member from E17 here, and he fucked up while he'd done it, they knew that I didn't believe this guy. I had to sit there and pretend that I did so he would spill his guts more so I could catch him out even more. But the plan was to always turn this guy into a liar. Right? Now, this is where people like Bill Maloney, who was in his bed at this moment, the plan was to leave Andrew there with me and for Andrew to fill my head about lies about Tom Watkins so that I could go out there. They knew what I was about. They knew I'd go out there and go public with it, with information that I would have got wrong on Tom Watkins and the band member. And therefore, then I would have been going along with, no doubt they was going to turn this guy into a paedophile. He must be a crisis actor. Andrew Ash must be a crisis actor because we've not heard him campaign anymore. He's just gone missing. So Andrew, if you're out there and you can see this, and I know you watch my videos, if you're out there and you're seeing this, I think it's time for you to come forward and spill the beans, mate. Yeah, but because he got caught lying here, they was always going to turn him into a liar anyway. But at this point, it was being made to me and to Mick, who's sitting there with me, who's a Muslim, by the way. Yeah, here, helping out on this with me, filming, trying to get the truth out. It was always the plan to have this guy made out to be a liar. And when this wasn't working with me and I started catching them out, they swapped Andrew Ash for Cole Beach. Cole Beach was found exactly the same way with a blog online, went through Ixaro News, was made out to be Operation Fernbridge's chief witness with regards to a VIP Westminster paedophile ring. I'm there because I'm trying to help and film and get the truth out. But the reason that I've been put there is to set me up because of what I knew about the manager and what had happened with a band member. So they've got this guy here now sitting at the table. Bill Maloney's gone to bed. Chris Fay, who's now passed away, dead, the ex company called NAPIC, National Association for Young People in Care, where Chris Fay was a volunteer there during 1990, along with Mary. She's called Mary Moss, but her real name is Mary Ross, who's another person that I've also spoke to. Got many videos with her. I'll play them at a later date again because I've got loads there. But basically this was to set me up because then if I believe Andrew and his stories, they knew I'd go public with it. And then I would look stupid later and not be believed because I believe someone who's lying. No doubt they would have turned him into a paedophile. Basically, whatever they done to Cole Beach, Google it. I'll bring it up in a minute. And they look very similar. Andrew was the prototype for Cole Beach, basically. That's what he was. So to get me in there, I only come along. I wanted to help. I didn't even want to go to Hull to go and film this guy. I told Bill Maloney that. We was there for a couple of days. And when I came home back here, my house had been turned over. So these interviews, this one especially, was for me so I could go out there and get information wrong and then I wouldn't be believed later on. So this is about stitching me up. And all three interviews are on here. So here's the cabin interview, which was done. It's in the same place as where I'm sitting there talking to Andrew. This is the next morning.
Was that your first meeting with him when you met him at the fairground?
I've seen him at a few parties about and stuff. People told me to keep away from him and stuff. And
So, what parties are you talking about?
It's the guy who sold him to Sydney.
So the old boy on the end, that's Chris Fay, National Association for Young People in Care, who worked with Mary Ross. And, you know, this is what I came for, to film it. We had a 3-camera set up and we filmed this because I believed that Bill Maloney, I should have known really, from the title of his film company, is called Pie and Mash. Pie, I would put my money on he's got something to do with paedophile information exchange. I think the clue's in the title. So I filmed this. As you'll notice, this flicks about between 3 cameras.
Sydney Cook, you should be talking about.
2 of the cameras were mine. 1 was Mick, who was with me filming this, believing we're doing a good thing. But this is actually me being set up.
Right.
His name was...
Can I just say that Chris is here to help Andrew? Because obviously, doing an interview, you know, you can become quite nervous. And Chris and Andrew have been speaking for many, many years. And Andrew actually went to Chris when... To NAPEC,
Yeah.
when he was...
I was one of the first people to say these things.
Yeah.
And then when they looked at it with the people and stuff, and people, they realised I was telling the truth. At the beginning, I don't think they believed me. A lot of them didn't believe. They thought because it was too far-fetched even. And I knew people won't believe because it's...
Because of the importance of these people
and then,
in society.
Yeah. But then the things that I said to NAPEC were just put...
I don't know what MASH means, Jan White. You can guarantee it's shorthand for something. I don't know, Metropolitan Associates. For fuck no, who knows? Who knows?
Afterwards, sort of on file, millions, well, I don't know if to say millions, but lots of other people came saying similar stories. Then my friend that I introduced to Chris as a kid, who was in Amsterdam with me, went on television. I didn't know he'd been on TV till lately when Chris told me where to look on Facebook.
And the guy this guy, your friend that was on television, he was in a film. Chris, what was that film called?
He was in an ITV documentary called The Boy Business, which was about the making of snuff movies in Amsterdam. But going back to Sydney Cook, there was a guy in Bradford who led the ring of paedophiles in Bradford. His name was G.R. Stevens. He was known as Graham.
He's dead now.
He's dead now. But he was the guy, and I met the guy, a nasty piece of work, who sold Andrew to Sydney Cook at the fairground.
Right, so tell me what happened when you met Sydney Cook at the fairground. How old?
Sydney Cook, a lot of you will remember that name. Notorious paedophile from the 80s, had a gang called the Dirty Dozen. And Leslie Bailey was one of his associates, and I think it was either him or a brother of Leslie Bailey that lived next door to me back when I was 7, further down in Walthamstow before I moved to this house. So I don't believe me being there is an accident. I think I may have even been photographed as a child because this thing that lived next door to us in Rivered Close in Walthamstow was always out the top window with a camera. Now, I always thought because we had fields over the back of us, horse fields, where it was a new housing development. And, you know, when you're a kid, you don't know about these things. And he was always out the window with a camera. Now, I thought he was taking pictures because sometimes you get this low-flying kestrel over the horses' field, over the back of us. But thinking about it now, and this guy was definitely part of Sydney Cook's gang that lived next door to me back when I was 6, 7, right? And I believe both me and my friend Reese, who's now dead, would have been photographed as children. And I believe the police have got photographs. I believe that. And I don't believe it's no accident that I'm here filming this. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's an accident. I think the police know much more than they're letting on.
How old was you when you met Sydney Cook? 12, 13?
13, 14.
So you was taken by this guy Graham, from the boarding school to meet him.
The boarding school went there.
So he goes on, he's talking about Sidney Cook, and he goes on to tell a situation where there was a little boy taken on in 1981, the day of the royal wedding, and that would have been Prince Charles and Princess Diana. On that day, a little boy was taken from southwest London on the streets, and his name was Vishal Malhotra. And I believe that this is the boy that Andrew says he was chained next to on the bed. Although I believe Andrew has changed his story and has put himself on the bed with the boy as a victim, whereas in reality, I think Andrew worked for Sidney Cook filming these things. And I believe that this event took place at the Elm Guest House. I tried to tell people about this and got called mad for this back in 2014. But this is another one. This is another story. Well, I'm not finished with it. It's 10 years later, and believe you and me, I will get to the bottom of it, because all of this is all connected to all of the stuff we're hearing about right now with rape gangs and all of the paedophiles that are in government. This is all one big bowl of the same thing, right? So let me just make that clear. So I want to go forward a bit, and I want to go to the interview. Right, so this here now, this is me filming all 3 interviews. Now this here, you can see what he's got on. Look at the background. Look at what he's wearing. Look at the shirt. This is me filming this, right? Now obviously the quality is downgraded on this because I've uploaded low-res version of it. But it was actually filmed on 3 Canon 5D DSLR cameras. And the reason that Ian Puddick bought us a Ninja recorder, he was supposed to buy 2 of them for me. 3 would have been better because we had 3 cameras running. The audio wasn't working on one of the cameras, so I ended up using 2 cameras. There's a wide, and then there's over the shoulder of Chris Fay, National Association for Young People in Care, filming Andrew, which is really the main shot. So the quality is low on this because this is a low version squash so that it could upload quicker. And look at what Andrew's wearing. Look at the glasses, right? This is the Express interview that I told you that I filmed. And then if I go back here, yeah, there he is, the Mirror. Female MP abused care home boy, age 13, as part of a paedophile network at the heart of government. And this is another one of the reasons that my life's in danger, because I'm the person that can expose all of the inside knowledge on this. So let's carry on.
You said to me, I thought...
I'll find you the very bit, what that Express story is quoted, the very bit. Let's find it.
And there might come another week, or there might come another... I could tell you stuff like that. If he knows your lines, if he knows and you don't know where the...
What was the reason for the trip to the Isle of Wight?
Just to know.
Right, so James Fielding from the Express at the minute here is asking Andrew, which he's reluctant to confirm, that Andrew went to the Isle of Wight to the prison to go and see Sidney Cook before he was going to die. Now, if you look at Wikipedia, it says that Sidney Cook's still alive. The guy's got to be 100 now. They've not told us he's dead. It's still out there like he's still alive. So there's another major one that they're protecting.
Andy, come, bruv, because we might as well fuck off now if this is going to go like this, seriously.
And all of this, which is taking place, is firstly to rubbish Andrew. Andrew's in on it. He knows he's there to be rubbished, because then it's going to make the whole VIP Westminster paedophile thing look false, which is what they've all gone with. That it's lies. And oh, we've investigated that, Cole Beach lied, he's gone to prison for 18 years. So that's what's behind this. But at the same time, they brought me along to film it because of our ex-manager's involvement with these people. They were going for discredit me so that I can't open the can of worms even more with regards to what the ex-manager done. So they're killing two birds with one stone now.
So what did you say again?
Last year, you visited Sydney Cook in Parkhurst on the Isle of Wight for 3.5 hours. Yes or no? I'm not going to ask you about the conversation. Did you or did you not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, was that Fernbridge that told you to go and visit him?
I don't know. Told me to visit him, but it was.
Why did you go and visit him?
Who took you down to the island?
Hang on, Chris. Who told you, right? You don't just get in to see Sydney Cook. You don't. If I wanted to go and see Sydney Cook, no chance. Anyone in here, no chance. You just said yes. That you went to see Sydney Cook.
I can't talk about it because if you talk about that, then it's gonna. The guy will get in a walking freeze. Due out next year, either end of this year or next year.
Yeah, whoever just put that comment up, there's still no Petahi. Still no investigation on the naked boy falling from Buckingham Palace window. Search it on YouTube. Yeah, that video's fake. All right, I'm just gonna tell you that now. That is a fake video. All right, I'm just letting you know on that one.
He won't walk free. All right, he will not walk free. All I want to know is, did Fernbridge send you to see Sydney Cook?
Not Fernbridge. It came from higher.
Okay.
So when he's referring to Fernbridge, he's talking about Operation Fernbridge, a metropolitan investigation into all this paedophilia, which is a branch of which has come from the original Operation U-Tree investigation. It's supposed to be a branch off of that with regards to Sydney Cook and the paedophile rings. And I'm here filming under the impression that Andrew here is Operation Fernbridge's chief witness. Now I'm sitting there. You got James Fielding from the Express there, who didn't want his face on camera. And Bill specifically told me, don't get James's face on camera. Well, I've got his face on camera. So, and James Fielding is also the same guy that done the story, the Baby P story, with regards to John Wedger, Bill Maloney's good friend. Yeah, who's if you have a look at the Baby P story, the little blonde boy with his hand up like that, look at the floor underneath him. Checkerboard. Who's the officer on the case? Supposed to be John Wedger. Story done by James Fielding. Very dodgy because John Wedger never talks about that story.
Who? From the special branch?
Probably. Possibly.
No,
I don't know because they haven't told me.
They wouldn't identify.
They haven't told me. I can't answer that question. It's not that
But you can answer that you went to see Sydney Cook last year.
Well, I've answered it, haven't I? So.
Do it one more time for me because I love you.
Yeah.
Did you go and see Sydney Cook last year? Yeah. And you was assisted in that by higher powers.
Yeah. But
How long was it for? How long did you speak to him for? 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
No, longer than that.
3.5 hours?
3.5 hours because they wanted to find out some stuff.
What did they want us to find out? He's going to talk to him anyway before he puts anything up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am.
Well, let me just go forward more because I want to find the... See, there's a weird handshake here.
It's not going to get you into trouble. I'm not going to get you into trouble.
There's things
because, hang on. Because some of this that we're getting on this visit may come out later on when it's all over. So at least we've got it. I'll give you the Lucian one.
Give me the Lucian one. Keep looking at the hands.
All right, bro.
Right, you see that? You see that? See what you got to do, man?
because
That looked like a Masonic handshake to me.
If we do,
let him do that.
Can it come sort of back, or will it have to be right in front of you? Mate, actually, no, leave it. We'll go again in a minute when he's sat down and he's ready.
All right. Now, but listen to me. This man, he's not going to get you
So you could hear me in the background there.
into trouble. I'm not going to get you into trouble.
There's things
because, hang on. Because some of this that we're getting on this visit may come out later on, when it's all over. So at least we've got it. I'll give you the looser one. All right, bro?
Shaking his hand.
Andy,
Do what you got to do.
Andy,
leave him alone.
this is coming.
No, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
we're normal people.
Mick, leave him alone. All right? You talk to this man, all you got to do, bro.
Bill, you're so fucking rude, you know that? It's funny how you run off, innit, after all of this, and no one's ever fucking seen you again.
Bruv, he's told the truth. Look at me, look in my eyes. You trust me, all right? You trust me?
I trust you. You're one of us. Okay.
I trust you, you're one of us. You're one of us. What does that mean?
Do what you got to do. I'll do what I've got to do, you do what you got to do.
You see,
Oh, they'll bang us up in the same fucking cell, alright? We'll get on well together. Don't worry about it.
They bang us up in the same cell, we'll get on well together. Don't worry about it.
Is that, right, stop it.
I'll get it out there for you, and we will protect you as much as we can. There's no one going to fucking bang you up. Trust me. Why? How are they going to bang you up? If they bang you up, Andy, what are they going to say? Why are they going to bang you up? What are they going to say? They're going to have us outside the fucking court. Everyone.
why do they believe the rapists all the time and the bad people and then never the good people?
Because they do to the good people what they've done to you. And if they're listening now, and I know they are, fuck you. That's what I'll say to
It
them.
made me feel like I want to commit suicide, but I can't do that because...
Well, you ain't going to commit suicide, are you?
Not suicide.
Because you've got Paulie.
Paulie.
And you've got a little team here around you, and we've got our networks.
But that's how they would make me feel at the time, like...
Of course they would, because they're fucking up and they're covering up, Andy. Now this man, we've all come a long way, but that's not why you've got to do the thing here. It's because you're 45 years of age. Remember when we spoke? And I said to you, I deal with children, dead and alive. When I'm on my fucking deathbed, I will go peacefully because of what I've done.
But you're talking about... You're talking about... There's somebody's mother and everything that doesn't know what's happened to her son. And I know.
See, there, where he says, somewhere there's a mother that don't know what's happened to her son. I believe he's talking about Vishal Malhotra, because the mother was in Pakistan, I think, and the boy came over here to live with the dad, who was a solicitor. We're talking about the boy that went missing on the day of the royal wedding, 1981. Vishal Malhotra. He knows about it. I believe Andrew filmed it. And if I'm right, it was a snuff movie and the kid's head ended up in a bucket of water at the end of the video. And I believe that that video was filmed in Elm Guesthouse, because when Vishal Malhotra's body was found, sometime later, he was decapitated. This video is January the 10th, 2014.
Well, let's tell them. What about Myra Hindley?
We're talking 10 years later. That's how long it's taken me to get this out, for things to make sense, for the Labour government to start falling apart, for people to actually start looking at this now like, what the fuck is going on? Well, here I come to fill in the gaps for you. And rape gangs are only the tip of the iceberg.
Where's the kid that they never found, the kids they've never found?
Oh, I think they found this kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they found this kid, Vishal Malhotra, with his head cut off.
So let's go again. James?
Yeah.
James is trying to get something in the Sunday for you. Yeah. But he's just looking for a background.
Right, James is looking to get something in the Sunday for you, but he's looking for a bit of background. And get that in the Sunday for you is this story right here by James Fielding. There's Andrew. Angry. Andrew Ash, pictured at 14, claims he was abused by 2 MPs in London in the 1980s. And I'm there fucking filming it.
Give him a couple of little juicy snips, done. Then we will work with you. Because I will stay up here a fucking week with you if I have to.
Look, you know they were spooks. I know they were spooks.
Right, talking about the Secret Services being involved in taking Andrew to see Sidney Cook in the Isle of Wight. Let's go further forward. Because he makes allegations against Edwina Curry. Now, whether this is true or not, I don't know. I don't know. It's what he alleges. And it's when Bill comes into the shot, which is what I want to find. He also makes allegations about Prince Andrew. Again, something else for me to go public with, because at this point, I hadn't remembered what I'd seen in the Red Rooms. It's after all of this, towards the end of the year, that I start exposing Bill and everyone else. And then Daniela comes to see me, pretends to be on my side going up Parliament, and reminds me of what we saw. And that's when I said to her, the knee in the Red Rooms. And she's come to remind me, but then plant that it was Simon Cowell and Sunita that was in there, and it wasn't. I said it weren't a black woman. And then later, we saw pictures of Ghislaine, and with her smiling. I said, that's the woman that I saw. And then obviously we'd worked out that it was Prince Andrew that would have been sitting behind the girl, which is why they've got me here doing this. Again, feed me with false information, let me go running out there and go public with it, and then when I remember what I'd seen, no one's going to believe me. This is how these people work.
Go out the room. The killings were always done after.
Right, this is important. Listen to this.
2 children killed.
Bill knows what Andrew's done. He knows.
Listen.
He said to you,
Let me do my... Someone passed you the camera and Sidney Cook was there. Yeah? Right, that's what you said, right?
I don't know.
Now, let me just say, these numbers you take...
Now listen. I believe they're talking about Vishal Malhotra here.
Oh, yeah. The thing is...
Bit more.
It's gone out, possibly.
Tom, here we go. Now listen to Bill go, Tom O'Carroll, paedophile information exchange. I believe he's there as well. At the Elm Guest House, Andrew filming and Sidney Cook there. Now, we just read a minute ago that Tom O'Carroll had 1/4 ton of images of children being tortured and raped. Now listen to this.
No, it's gone out.
Listen to this. And Chris and Bill know as well. Now listen.
But
who passed you the camera?
Right.
What were happening there and then? And because the guy who was holding the camera wanted to have sex with the kid and wanted to keep the thing, then I got to get the camera to hold it for him.
Why had he done it?
Well, he did it.
Who was it?
Listen.
Sidney Cook?
Yeah, well, Sidney Cook was there, yeah.
Right, Sidney Cook was there. This is going to be at Elm Guest House, and this is going to be Vishal Malhotra.
Sidney Cook was there, but
who passed you the camera so he could go and have sex?
That wasn't Cook. Cook was all the on bed.
Who was that?
I don't know his name. He has a moustache.
He had a moustache. Right? Wait, listen.
A moustache.
But Sidney Cook was there.
I do know his name. It's gone out. Tom? Possibly.
Tom, right. Hey.
Tom O'Carroll. Tom O'Carroll, paedophile information exchange. Hear it again.
He has a moustache. Little moustache.
But Sidney Cook was there.
I do know his name. It's gone out. Possibly.
Tom, right.
Tom O'Carroll. Tom O'Carroll.
Have you seen more than one child killed?
I've seen. Yeah.
How many children have you seen killed?
That's not good that he laughs. That is not good.
If you're good to remember that, I'm not a...
No one's blaming you, but...
No,
Yeah, but
this isn't you, it's the people that made you.
To make you think that it's...
Right, Andrew's panicking now, right, because he knows he was there when this happened, and he's starting to panic now to make sure everyone knows. You got to remember, I was being abused. Andrew's getting scared now. Andrew was the filming boy. Andrew knows exactly what's gone on, and so does everyone else there. I don't, but the others do. Bill Maloney and Chris Fay know, and they're probably using Andrew and using this against Andrew to make him spill his guts. So I believe there's some truth to what Andrew's saying. These are the reasons why.
I'm simply. That won't cook. That cook one all the on bed. I don't know his name. He has a moustache, little moustache.
But Sidney Cook was there.
I do know his name, but it's gone out. Possibly.
Right. Have you seen more than one child killed?
I've seen. Yeah.
How many children have you seen killed?
If you're good to remember that, I'm not a...
No one's blaming you, but...
No,
yeah, but
this isn't you, it's the people that made you.
To make you think that they make it so thin to make you
frightened.
The thing is...
What did they threaten you with? Did they say you could go to prison over it?
Listen,
right, let me put it like this. Hang on. Let me put it like this.
Bill, you're not listening.
We're actually fucking getting it here.
You're not listening.
I'm fucking getting it here. Let me do my job.
You're not listening to what he said to you.
Let me do my... Someone passed you the camera and Sidney Cook was there. Yeah? Right. That's what you said. Right?
I don't know.
Now, let me just say, these numbers, you told me when to stop. Did you see... You told me when to stop. 1 child killed, 2 children killed, 3 children, 4.
The thing is, if I can just, I didn't see the killings because people like me go out the room.
Well, that's a lie, because just now he just said, "Have you seen more than 1 child killed?" And he laughed and said yes. But now he's trying to backtrack and say people like me go out the room. No.
The killings were always done after the people, so there were no witnesses. But the bot.
He's panicking. Andrew knows that Chris and Bill know what the truth is with Andrew. And he's panicking now because he's having it put on him in front of the mainstream media. And I'm now filming. He's panicking. He doesn't know at this point now. He's in deep. He knows it. He's panicking.
That time what you just said about the guy, when I went back in the room, the child was dead. And there's other times the child was dead.
Right, so now he's trying to change it. There were times when I go out the room and come back in and the child was dead. And there was other times when the child wasn't dead. He's trying to swing it now because he's panicking. He's worrying for himself. Andrew Ash was filming snuff movies for Sidney Cook and Tom O'Carroll, and you can fucking guarantee that in that dirty big pile, 1/4 of a ton of photographs that Tom O'Carroll, he's got a moustache, that the death of Vishal Mehrotra, you can put money on it, that video filmed in Elm Guest House is there.
And there's times I would have got scars.
Yeah. So what you would do, you would leave the room. Because you just... Look, one thing we understand, Andrew, right, is that you was under severe threat. We know you were threatened with guns. You was threatened with death yourself.
Now, Bill's trying to soften the blow to get him speaking more. This is what's going on here.
We know about the soil...
And doing the interview this way, as I just saw one of the comments say that this would ruin the investigation, well, that's the idea, isn't it? That's the idea. And then you've got a pop star as well in tow who's probably going to go running out there talking about what he's heard. It's perfect, isn't it? This is how they kill it all.
Sidney Cook nearly killed you and you had to be resuscitated, right? So, now, when you are attacked like that as a child and you were sent in that boarding school at the age of 8, yeah?
Yeah, we were in the special school and boarding school.
Right, special school, then boarding school, and from all that time, then they schooled you. And now...
That's right, Gary. He said he was holding the camera. Andrew, 100%, was a filming boy who was being abused as well. I'm not trying to dismiss that. And he would have been under duress because he would have been a kid. He was filming for Sidney Cook and having to film these snuff movies of these kids being tortured and killed.
They're saying to you that you could be the criminal.
Yeah, I got the police round and I gave them all of this on a 1 terabyte hard drive. And then they came back with their own drive and I had to copy everything over again onto their drive. And I've got that on film and an audio recording of it. And one of the was DCI Tony Atkin was his name. And then he got moved on from the case. I can prove it all. I've got all the recordings of the police coming round here.
Make you feel special. You could end up easily being one of those, but I didn't. I didn't. Saying why you didn't. Not so everybody comes out of care and
Andy, you know these people being killed in snuff movies and that. Was it like maybe a few a year that you were aware of kids being killed?
Snuff movie. There's 3 grades of snuff movies in the industry. There's like grade A, grade B, and grade A, grade B, and then grade C.
Yeah.
And then grade C is when somebody pays, some really rich person pays an awful lot of money for a kid's life.
What sort of money are you talking about, Emma?
And you'll never see them films because I won't know fully how much, but you're in your like anything 20, 30,000 sometimes.
Yeah,
that's what we heard back in the 80s, that's the sort of money they were paying.
Where the bottom end, it might be on in the £500 to £1,000.
Yeah.
Right, so Andrew's talking about there's different grades. There's grade A, grade B and grade C. Category A has got to be the same stuff as what we was talking about earlier, which has got to be the snuffing out of kids. So they're actually dying on the tape, which is what I would say has happened to Vishal Mehrotra. Sidney Cook was filming them. Tom O'Carroll was there. These things have taken place in the Elm Guest House. And even back in the 80s, these things were going for 20, 30 grand.
Yeah. And then in the middle end, it'd be like 3,000.
But yet Tom O'Carroll is sitting there in an interview paying people like Harriet Harman to lobby for him when he's doing that to children, but then sits on a Newsnight interview saying that, the adult is showing the kid about sex. What a fucking sick cunt. I'd like to get my hands on that fucking Tom O'Carroll, mate, I tell you. I really would.
5,000.
But so, let me just jump back. So you had been at parties where Sidney Cook was with Jimmy Savile and Prince Andrew was there.
This is for me now. This is for me. There's truth mixed with lies here. Now this bit is for me to get wrong. So if I get that wrong, they're making it tasty. Savile's there. Prince Andrew's there. Now, I'm not saying that could never have happened, but this was taking place now. This is for me to get wrong. Listen again.
You're in your like anything 20, 30,000 sometimes.
Yeah,
that's what we heard back in the 80s, that's the sort of money they were paying.
Where the bottom end, it might be on in the £500 to £1,000.
Yeah.
And then in the middle end, it'd be like 3,000 to 5,000.
But so, let me just jump back. So you had been at parties where Sidney Cook was with Jimmy Savile and Prince Andrew was there. Was Jimmy Savile there?
Savile were there, yeah.
Right, what about Prince Andrew?
You're making
Go on, you go.
Hang on.
Might have been.
Well, Andy, you're doing well, bruv. Trust me.
That was for me. That was 100% for me to get wrong. Jason Swift case, yeah, that was the case that it was. That's right. That's exactly right. Yep. Yep. Jason Swift.
Go on, you go.
Hang on.
Might have been.
Well, Andy, you're doing well, bruv. Trust me, you're doing
stop.
well. Listen, Andy, when
You go through a turnstile, then and it goes to go through turnstile like this way. Garages are over there with all cars in, you know, Queen's cars.
That's the Royal
garages.
Mews, mate.
And then
the Royal Mews.
And then there's like annexes there where staff live in. You know, like little bedrooms and stuff like that. And there's a great big massive room where they all mix.
The servants' quarters.
Yeah, and that's where the party was.
Right. Who's there? Cameras off. Who's there?
Don't fully know every name.
Give me some. Come on, light me up.
Jimmy Savile, was he there? He was always there.
He was there, yeah. Savile was there.
Leon Britton.
Leon Britton was there. Maxwell was there.
Robert Maxwell?
Yeah, from him who jumped off boat.
Robert Maxwell was there. And then Andrew just slips in, oh, him that jumped off boat. Now, I don't believe he ever did jump off a boat. But that's another story. So, Andrew's now telling a story where he's at Buckingham Palace in the servants' quarters and there was a party there. Sidney Cook were there. Jimmy Savile were there. Let's go back.
Don't fully know every name.
Give me some. Come on, light me up.
Jimmy Savile, was he there? He was always there.
He was there, yeah. Savile was there.
Bearing in mind, this is all being told to the Express newspaper, and the Express, as I've just showed you a minute ago, have gone with it. They've never printed any kind of retraction. They've gone with a female MP abused boy in care, which we're going to get to in a bit. Nice one, Craig. Have a good morning, mate. Yeah, so let's carry on.
Leon Britton.
Leon Britton was there.
Leon Britton. Now, that's a Conservative MP. Right?
Maxwell was there.
Robert Maxwell?
Yeah, from him who jumped off boat. Did that Maxwell get me?
Yeah, Robert Maxwell. He was there.
Mm.
And how many kids were there?
Not that many kids. It was like they were only there were about 4 girls and there were about 5 or 6 lads.
How old, Andrew?
About 12.
Did Sidney Cook supply those?
But no, they were supplied from Amsterdam. They were supplied from. There was the cake that we were booked for. We were ordered off the order list because there's an order list, and
so there was a list of you all with your photos, and they could just pick what kids they wanted.
Oh, it was standard practice.
So it was like, what was it, like a magazine or?
Bill, GB10.
Yeah, what's that?
GB10.
That's right, yeah. It's, Leon Britton and the Elm Guest House cover-up. Exactly right.
That's the, if you like, the catalogue that's custom seized off Tripper. It was called GP10. It was a list of all boys under the age of 14 that were available for sale.
So it was a catalogue?
Catalogue.
Yeah, for people pay for highest bids when you pay.
So like, if I want to buy, say I want to buy a new drill, I look at the catalogue and there's all different drills.
Yeah, it's like
and there's all different drills. So I choose whatever drill I want. And they had that catalogue with kids. Who printed that?
I can't tell you bang who printed it. I don't know.
Chris, can you help on this one? Who printed that catalogue?
That catalogue was, I don't know if you know Operation Orchid.
Yeah.
Operation Orchid was not set up to catch Sidney Cook. It was set up in response to what was called the babysitting ring. This was a group of people around London, including Leslie Baby. Yeah.
Proper sex with babies.
Proper babies. That's
how old
you pay a lot of money for that.
How old are babies? Months old? Year old?
Usually about a year up.
About a year old. Right.
Now that works out, doesn't it, what he's saying there? Normally from about a year old. And we've just read stories about people with 1-year-olds on the list, Labour 25, that I showed you just now, which we're going to go back to in a minute. But there's some important stuff being said here that is, you know, it's important that you hear it. I know it's disturbing and it's sick, but some good has got to come out of this, because my life's been in danger for a good 10 years and it ain't going to be for fucking nothing, I'll tell you now.
Right, now.
And that, sorry, Bill, this babysitting ring produced Russell Tricker of Toffs Travel, who used to traffic the kids to Amsterdam, had a video catalogue of all the children who were with that babysitting ring being looked after that were available for sale. That's the catalogue.
That's crazy.
It's true.
It shows you off.
No, it's true. Don't outside, so
you know what? I've got to go outside for a minute, man. I can't be fucking. This is a lot to hear, mate. I've got to go and get a bit there.
It's true.
Because me and you, bro, you know that.
I had to take a break for a minute and go outside and have a cigarette, because, you know, I'm at this point I'm sitting there believing, you know, Andrew, he could have been Operation Fernbridge's chief witness and being discredited by Bill and Chris Fay to protect the higher-ups, because, you know, Ian Puddick was Bill Maloney's funder, and Ian Puddick is involved with government. He is. Ian Puddick is the one that made the alarm that's going to go off on your mobile phone if there's ever a nuclear attack on the country. But yet we're supposed to believe he's a plumber.
Have you got any fags?
I got smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm going to have a fag.
Let's have a fag, man.
Yeah. All right, Andy?
Yeah. And for those that are watching from America and they say, well, let's have a fag, we're talking about a cigarette. We're not talking about what your terminology. Just to make that clear if anyone's watching from America, all right?
Let me make sure the cameras are powered off. I'm not.
When you talk about it, it's
I don't want to waste my fucking battery. And these just literally trying to move it.
Yeah, hang on, Andy. All we want is something for the fucking Express today. I'll do my interview with you. Just give him something.
Andrew, he needs you to confirm what I've told him.
Bill,
that the security
don't move that.
Leave it on.
If you do that, that's all he wants.
Fucking leave that in. Leave that as well.
But if the place is bugged, then I've got to...
I get it in the net, not you, because I said it, not you. You confirmed what I said.
Thanks, Westy.
Remember? He said that was all right.
Let's have a fag, bro.
He said that it was all right. You
Chris, can we
confirmed
speak you
it.
two
If I said
while we have a
it.
cigarette? Leave it to...
Yeah, from where you are is good.
He confirmed. He said it was all right for you to confirm it if somebody else said it.
Yeah, but I've got to say no first time.
Well, you said no.
Do you want to sit down?
No, I'm all right. I'll stand up.
It's all right.
Yes, I've got to say no first time.
Well, you said no. Now I've mentioned the name. I brought up the security service. I'm the one that's told James that. All you.
Craig Monk, I've been sitting on this for 10 years. 10 years it's been. Be 10 years tomorrow.
You need to do is confirm it.
You know, they just blame me for fucking up.
They can't.
That one's all right. It's going. If you sit there and if you do talk to him, make sure you see him. So I've got the shot lined up. It's in the same place, isn't it?
Yeah. That's right, okay. That's fine, mate.
Quick fag,
yeah. So
right. So you know, there's your proof. You can hear me in the background. You can hear that it's me filming it. I'm now. And this is just another thing that has put my life in danger. The fact that they've even got me there. I said to Bill, I can't go to Hull. I've got dogs. I can't really leave. I had to get someone to stay at my house who ended up leaving. And then I come back and the house was trashed.
That's what I'm saying to you. You're doing what you've been told to do. You're not offering the information.
Well, I've just fucked the operation.
I've looked at the Labour campaign video, and that song that is going on in the background, that ain't no fucking mistake. Punching girls, young girls in the pussy and all that. That weren't no fucking mistake, right? That ain't no mistake.
No. What operation?
Well, there must be something going on if they've got all this trouble of bugging the press.
That's MI5. That's nothing to do with the police. You know, Fernbridge, the only operation they've got established looking at this is Fernbridge. Fernbridge's brief was the own guest house. Sidney Cook is done and dusted because that's what they set up Operation Orchid for.
He just said a minute ago that Operation Orchid wasn't set up to catch Sidney Cook. It come off the back of the babysitting ring. So Chris has just contradicted himself there.
And that was over 20 years ago, so what operation? You're not fucking anything up, mate. Honestly, you're not. You're doing as you've been told to do. I'm mentioning the names. They said it was all right, you could confirm it. That's all you have to do.
I don't want to upset anybody.
You're not upsetting anybody. No, you're not, mate. But it's all right. I'll take the flak. That's why I kept butting in. I've told him, the security service, all you've done is confirm it, and that's what they said you could do. Yeah?
I don't know if I've already done that though, have I?
All you need to tell him is yes, the security services were present at a couple of interviews you did.
Well, there was present security services. They were there when some parties they were.
Right, but then James, all James needs to hear is you to confirm what I...
There was James.
Right, but then James, all James needs to hear is you.
There he is, James Fielding. I've got a full picture of his face anyway.
To confirm what I've told him, that the security services were present at a couple of interviews at least that Fernbridge did with you. Yes or no?
Yeah, but
yes,
but I didn't know they never put themselves as a
no, of course not.
If there's 4 of them and it's normally 2 of them, yeah.
Andrew's shitting himself because he's obviously agreed to give some information in return for possibly him not being locked up. And you know, if Andrew is genuine, then Andrew, if you're watching, you need to come forward and speak up, mate. Because this ain't going away. This is not going away. Especially now, because I'm going to push this until something happens. Especially now. Especially right now.
Yeah, they never do. Settle, and
they're dressed differently.
What Settle told you when he said he couldn't confirm that, didn't he? But he did confirm they were not his officers.
Yeah.
Right.
So this was in London when the
interviews down there. So yeah, but I've been to London, yeah, but.
So Andrew's umming and ahhing there because he's worried about confirming that the security services were involved in all of this. And making him go to see Sidney Cook and get information out of him. Now, why would you push Andrew into doing that if he wasn't there and you didn't know everything? So, you know, and I've gone through many different sort of levels of thinking, you know, is Andrew an actor? Is he a crisis actor? I believe, like I've said, I believe there's truth to what Andrew's saying, and he is clearly scared. And that's because he's been involved in it. And you can tell from the way that he keeps claiming that he's a victim every time you start getting a bit close to the mark with, was you in the room when children were killed and stuff, because he knows he's implicating himself there. But Chris and Bill and the people that are setting this up already know that. But then they're going to make Andrew tell some lies with regards to, you know, band members being at sex parties and stuff, which is then going to rubbish the whole thing, which is what they done to Andrew's replacement, Cole Beach.
So the officers, there were, let's confirm, there were special branch / MI5 officers sitting in on interviews.
Probably quite a lot of interviews, yeah.
Quite a lot of interviews.
Different.
Right, so they got that out of Andrew. So I'm gonna fast forward, and we're gonna get to the bit where Bill comes back in.
What the information Settle came to me for. There's one sure.
Right, so here's the Leon Britton allegation. All right, here it is.
As well.
There's an MP called. There's a Civil Fullsmith, yeah.
Yeah.
Raymond runs a few pubs for him, but who I lived with and everything, and we've done a few pubs for him, like.
Yes, getting back, I want to get back to Leon Britton because I know from what the information Settle came to me for.
He's referring to DCI Paul Settle, came to Chris Fay. Chris Fay allegedly, just before DCI Paul Settle came to him, went to prison for fraud for a year. So if you did want Andrew to be taken seriously, you wouldn't have a bloke who's been done for fraud sitting next to Andrew if you wanted to give Andrew any credibility. And why would DCI Paul Settle go to Chris Fay knowing that he's just been in prison?
There's one surefire way of identifying Leon Britton above anything else. Do you want to tell James what that is?
His birthmark.
His birthmark. And where was his birthmark?
On his, I don't want to stand up because I've got a shot.
No, just
sort of on the thigh, just on the thigh.
Right, now I'm just asking you if you will tell.
There's your Leon Britton allegation right there. And Andrew is saying that he had a birthmark on his thigh. Now, whether he has or not, I'm not sure, because I've heard Bill explain it on a radio interview about being a tattoo. Tattoo, birthmark. I bet there's nothing there, because that was going to get Leon Britton off.
Tell James the story about you, the young girl that you told me at Max Clifford's apartment near Broadcasting House. Could you just tell that story, Andy?
Right, now he's moved on to Max Clifford. And as we all know, Max Clifford was Simon Cowell's PR. Simon Cowell. Convicted paedophile, Max Clifford. All right? Shout out to Katie Waisel.
I couldn't tell the story, but...
Well, it's only Max Clifford. We won't put
He's being cleared, haven't they?
Ah?
He's just being cleared.
No. I mean, if you
he's got 7 victims.
I've got to put this through lawyers and stuff. So if you tell me, it will just be for now background information purposes because I won't be able to print it.
It was more girls though with.
Right.
Yeah, Max Clifford. But remember the story you told me when you went to his apartment and he gave you a cigarette and a drink?
He gave a cigarette, a drink, and you could have some drugs if you wanted there.
Was that just you, Clifford, and the girl?
Me there, Clifford and the girl. But I went with somebody. I went as a gift. I was not a gift. I went there as a
stud.
Stud, if you call it. I was
stud. You were the man.
Yeah.
But you had to have sex with
her. We had a threesome.
Yeah.
Okay. You had a threesome with Max Clifford.
And his name was mentioned to police in his interviews. By you?
Possibly. I can't remember all the names that I've mentioned.
But there was a number of
7 hours, yeah.
And this was the reason why they had the security services.
Big up yourself, Harsh. I just saw you there come through on the comments, man. Yeah, take this in, Harsh, because this is going to become big news.
Sitting on at least 2 of your interviews. That you think?
We put it like that.
More.
No, if you put it like that, probably so, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think, because I didn't know at the time, but now when you tell how you're putting it,
yeah,
it makes a bit of sense.
That they were sitting in. Did the Dutch police officers ask you anything?
Very little, they just wanted to find out. They really wanted to find out, because they wanted to find out if any of their kids was involved in. Right. They're more interested in that. That's why on my blog I put about the Dutch police a bit. You know, they're not bothered. They're not bothered about us. They didn't come from me.
Did they mention the Rolodex study by any chance, the Dutch police?
Yeah, it's part of that, I think.
Part of the Rolodex.
Yeah, it's part of that study. But I told you they was doing it, and there was one there at first place. Yeah. I can't find one. Nobody knows about it. I've had some people sniff about.
Right.
It does what you said, but it was there.
What were the members of the special branch asking you? Were they more interested in Leon?
They never asked questions.
They just stood. They just
sat there. They never asked questions. Honestly, they never asked me questions.
Tell us about Edwina Curry.
Right, here we go.
Tell that story that you told me about Edwina Curry.
Right, so Edwina Curry, right, which is what this allegation is about. Female MP abused care home boy, aged 13, as part of a paedophile network at heart of government. Now, I don't know whether this is true or not. All I know is I've got it on film with them speaking about it, and both newspapers, the Mirror and the Express, which is James Fielding, which is who's sitting there now, is referring to in this. Okay, so I can't confirm whether it's real or not, but all I can confirm is that both newspapers there went with it as their headline. Out of everything that you've heard, they went with this. Now, my feeling is that this probably isn't true, and through printing this story with this allegation, this is probably how they was going to, because they've chosen to go with this is probably what they was going to use in order to start turning Andrew into a liar. Right? So just keep that in mind.
Come on, suck on this. Tell the story. Tell the story, eh?
Come on,
And John Major.
Yeah.
Right. Edwina Curry.
That was at a party as well.
Where was the party? Can you remember?
In London.
Right. What happened? Put your mind back to that party. Get the picture in your head.
Something's just come to my mind. There could be some truth to this, because we've had a guy come out recently on the John Cooper show who's spoken about Simon Cowell and Max Clifford had parties at Stringfellas that were called the Buffet. Check that out. Type in later on YouTube, John Cooper, the Buffet, and you're going to hear Simon Cowell and Max Clifford being brought up in this. Now let's listen to this story, because Andrew's now about to talk about an event that took place in Stringfellas where he's going to place Edwina Curry. Now, I can't confirm whether it's true or not with her. I can only play you what was said.
And tell us who was there first. Tell us who was there first.
I'm awful with names.
Was Edwina Curry there?
She was definitely there, yeah.
Right. Was John Major there?
Yeah, there was quite a few MPs there.
Right, quite a few MPs at this party. Now just tell us what happened between you
See,
and
there's so
Edwina
many
Curry.
parties and so many different things. I'm just trying to get the right one in my...
Just do that one. Tell us about Edwina Curry. What did she do? What did she do?
I had sex with her because she made me lick a pup.
I'm coming over there. She's coming over there, Andy.
She made me lick a pussy out.
Edwina Curry, what happened at this party?
She was up. When you go to party, people stay in their own groups, so you go to things and that, and
different rooms.
No, she would edge on. It was like an edged on thing, and the thing like they edge each other on, you know, like
what in a crowd? In a crowd?
Yeah, when I say a crowd, few people.
Was this the party at the Cabinet Office? Downing Street one.
It could have been there, but I think it was at a nightclub because it's...
Oh, a nightclub, right.
It was
tell me about,
fellas.
you had sex with Edwina Curry? Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't put my dick in it, if that's what you mean.
Well, we're kind of 60. So
a
grateful for small mercy.
She made you lick her pussy?
Yeah.
How did she do that? Tell me.
Edged on to do it. Yeah. The only thing, and the people edging... It was like...
So Edwina Curry got you, there was a little crowd, you was all having a laugh.
And then she pushed pushing my head on and everything.
She pushed her head down onto her pussy. When she puts her head down there, did she say anything?
She did, I can't remember what she said. I can't remember. So long ago, I can't remember all the words she said.
So you had oral sex with her?
Is that what you call oral sex if you come out, yeah?
Yeah. How was she down there? Was she clean?
Awful, didn't like it.
Didn't like it, why? Because it
stunk, yeah.
Right, so you weren't very clean. Who else was at the party? Was John Major at that party?
He went, but he'd go earlier. We do at a party, John Major would go earlier.
What did John Major like, boys or girls?
I've never had sex with John. I don't think I've ever had sex. I could have.
Because there were a lot of drugs involved, weren't there?
What drugs were they?
You could have speed, you could have coke. Those are the main two drugs. But they also put stuff in our drinks and stuff.
Spiked you?
Spiked us, yeah. And everything that they will never touch our drinks. If we got drinks, we'd have his own drinks and stuff.
Was Jimmy Savile at that party with Edwina Curry?
Yeah, he was there. They've got quite a few BBC there, quite a lot of BBC there.
Who's?
BBC there.
So he was there?
Well, there, yeah, a lot of BBC
And
there.
that was a night that you had to...
Yeah, it was the
suffer a
BBC
cut.
was in the BBC lot. Well, the BBC lot were doing it there because the MPs, quite a few MPs were there, but they were just shaking their head, like sort of shaking their head.
Big Up's just gone viral.
And joking about it and that, they're shaking their head and sort of putting their hands out saying no.
But they were still
a couple of reporters there.
Because you know what it is? It's like, what I need, me personally, people to understand is that all these parties, you see, when people are talking about this child abuse, they're thinking like it was all violent. It wasn't all violent like Sidney Cook used to perpetrate or Jimmy Savile. It was more in the respect of fun. So you felt like adults because they were letting you smoke, you could have cigarettes, you could have drink, and you could have sex with people like Edwina Curry or whatever.
Don't forget
So you must have felt quite powerful.
Don't forget they get you into Stringfellas and stuff like that. They can get you into top places and stuff. And
Stringfellas had no problem.
If I'd gone to a door, a little kid, as a kid, if I'd gone to a door, Stringfellas, they'd tell me to bugger off.
Yeah.
Underage or something.
Yeah.
But if I go in with somebody who's got some authority, they don't even ask a question, they just wave them in.
Who? Tell me some of the people you went to Stringfellas with. Give me one. Give James one, you can give me
I've
loads.
been in with Jimmy Savile, I've been in with...
You went in with Jimmy Savile?
I've been in with quite a few... I went in with... Clifford and I went in...
Did you go into Stringfellas with Clifford?
I've been in with Clifford, yeah.
How old was you?
15.
Max Clifford. Simon Cowell's PR. Or ex-PR. Simon Cowell. X Factor. Who protects rapists. Who put up £50,000 bail money for Jonathan King. Who had parties at Stringfellas with Max Clifford called The Buffet, been confirmed by other people. So I tend to believe what Andrew's saying. Even though there's a lot of laughing going on, it's being instigated by Bill to soften Andrew up so that he speaks more. But what you've got to remember is that this is being reported to the Express newspaper. And the Express newspaper have gone with it. That's what you got to remember. So whether there's laughing or not, a national newspaper, James Fielding being the journalist, they've gone with it. So they obviously believe him. And James Fielding said he was going to have to go and check with security services and lawyers. So there's obviously a level of belief going on here, whether there's laughing going on or not, whether they was going to turn Andrew into a joke to cover up for all of these VIP abusers, which we know are real because Labour 25 website is showing you all the stories that have been in the mainstream news. And it goes on and on. Manchester Labour Party councillor David Royal arrested on suspicion of child rape. Labour councillor Richard Smith faces prison after confessing to child pornography offences. Thurrock Labour councillor Terry Brooks arrested on suspicion of possession of child porn. Ex-Labour Party councillor hanged himself after being arrested for molesting a child. Marxist Bury Labour Party councillor appears in court charged with 16 counts of making rape images of children. Peter Prenderville, Labour Westminster election candidate admits making indecent images of children. I mean, is it just fucking all of them or what? No wonder Keir Starmer doesn't want an inquiry. Is it making sense now? Is it making sense? It's not just one or two. It's like it's fucking all of them. Andrew Palmer, Labour Party election agent, jailed a third time for paedophilia. Pete Townsend, pop star, was arrested as part of Operation Ore. That's up on YouTube. Check that out. Claims he was doing a book. Paid for stuff on a site. He was doing a book and he was doing research. Fucking likely story. Labour councillor and head teacher for Skelmersdale, West Lancashire District Council, Malcolm Ford, gets 15 years prison for child rape. Ex-Labour Party chairman of Stanley Town Council admits raping a schoolboy. Child rape images on the chairman of Labour Friends of Israel and Freemason, James Purnell's computer. James Purnell is now the BBC's Director of Strategy. Labour Party election candidate James Warner, who filmed up underage girls' skirts, escaped jail this week. Homosexual Labour peer Lord Tony Pandy accused of child rape. Ex-Labour Lord Mayor Barry Dodson charged with child rape. Lord of the Pie, child abuse detectives raid Jewish Labour Party peer's office in the House of Lords. Lord Greville Janner. Labour Party candidate in the Hounslow Council elections, Gerpel Verdi, has been accused of raping a child. New evidence clearly links Harriet Harman to the paedophile information exchange. Labour. There's Tom O'Carroll. Look at the picture. Oh, I don't know his name, he had a moustache. That fucker. That fucker right there. New Sydney Cook. Graham White, caught taking pornographic photos of a child. Michael Toombs, Labour. Labour Party child social worker. Labour Lord Mayor John Murray, jailed for child rape. Labour leader Willie Smith, caught making child rape images. Cyril Smith. Labour Party mayor and primary school teacher has been arrested for possessing child rape photographs. Labour Party paedophile Ian Rankin, aged 47, has been caught with a haul of child rape movies. Labour. This is who you voted for, people. Gamlin Stash, Labour 25. Homosexual Labour Party spin doctor Samuel Gamlin likes them young. Labour, ex-deputy Labour Party Lord Mayor John Johnson, caught with hundreds of child rape images on his computer. I mean, what is the matter with these fucking people? Fucking unbelievable. If you want to go a step further, Jimmy Savile and our king. Spent loads of time together. No one talks about that anymore. Why not? Why not? Time for an inquiry, Mr. Keir Starmer. My Labour government is breaking down the barriers to opportunity. Opportunity for who? And on and on and on it goes. So it's not one or two. There's many. It's like it's all of them. You know? Absolutely fucking disgusting. It really is, man. It's sickening. It just seems that that's all there is for these people. It's all they seem to care about. It's fucking unbelievable. Let me just see here if there's anything else that I need to show you. All right, that's Liam Payne and the stuff with the bag. What I wanted to do was find the Labour Party's video again. There's me and Daniela on that night of the Red Rooms. That's what Prince Andrew would have saw that night. That's how he would have seen me. Like that. Going into what I told you. Browns. So much here. Sorry, I'm just skipping through some stuff here. I'm just trying to find. I'm just trying to find some stuff here. Let me date modified. Is it now? Yeah, the lyrics to that song. Montagem choral lyrics translated in English. I'll see if I can find that video that the Labour Party put together. I actually think it's in downloads. Yeah, I think it's in downloads. Let me just find that. I know I've got it here. Is that it? There it is. Let's bring that up. So this Labour Party video, which has now been taken down, has been generated by AI. I find it impossible to believe that the lyrics and everything to this song wasn't checked. I don't think that's a mistake. I just don't. and the lyrics to that. Some of it. You're on the move and holding marijuana. You're going to be a naughty young girl relaunching. Go on the dick. Naughty, shameless, sit on the dick. Crazy about marijuana. Pay attention, the thing is crazy. I stopped this bitch from getting naughty. Sit, bad bants. Bad, hang on the tip of your dick and don't stop. Go sit on the clown, go sit on the clown. At that peak, only angry chorus. He called me forbidden because I get addicted easily. Perfect combination is sex, beer and marijuana. The young girl is addicted. Everyone is enjoying the wave. At that peak, just angry choir. He called me forbidden because I get addicted easily. Perfect combination, sex, beer and marijuana. The young ones are addicted. Everyone is enjoying the wave. That's not the worst of it. Hold on. Just a punch in the young girl's pussy. Just a punch in the pussy. Just a punch in the young girl's pussy. Just a punch in the young girl's pussy. That's the Labour Party. And after everything that I've just shown you on Labour 25, do you really believe that that was a mistake? And it's aimed at young people, that video. So there you go. There you go. So, yeah, fucking unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. So, it's just shocking, isn't it? The world that we live in. The government that we've got, it's just fucked. It's like we're in the Twilight Zone. Everything's fucked. We need an inquiry into our government. That's for certain. Will we ever get one? Probably not. But all we can do is keep pushing the information out there and making people aware. And I think, you know, in the past 10 years, I think, you know, people are ready for the truth now. And all of the Andrew Ash stuff now seems to be relevant and make sense. And just one more thing that I wanted to show was, let me go back to my website, my YouTube page, and find the video all right, so here's the video where I confront Ian Puddick about buying me the Ninja recorder, and check the reaction. Ian's coming over now. I'm going to ask him a few things. Sean Atwood mocking me with a mental illness and all the rest of it, so we'll just do that now and clear it up. Alright.
This is going to be epic and go on for hours.
No, it ain't going to go on for ages. Alright, so can we just confirm that you bought me a Ninja recorder to film Andrew Ash? Because listen, my problem's this, yeah? You went on Sean Atwood. Yeah. The both of you are sitting. You both of you are sitting there mocking me. Right? He's not well, is he? He's not well, is he? Right?
Well, I don't think you are personally.
Well, obviously,
I don't mean that.
I'm on the mental health and that. But you two are sitting on there mocking it like it's a joke. He's calling me E16 and all that. I mean, Sean's a prick anyway. You know what I mean? Like he's, you know, it doesn't bother me. But it's the fact that You're sitting there mocking the mental health. Listen, Ian, you need to admit a few things, right? You bought me a Ninja recorder to film Andrew Ash. Specifically, please, let's just get to the bottom of this.
You want me to say what you want to say?
No, I want you to look, you give Bill 500 quid. He had 500 quid in his pocket when we went down to film. Well, he said that came from you.
I never gave him £500. I bought him a Ninja. I bought 2 Ninjas,
You bought me a Ninja.
I bought it for Bill.
No, you didn't
Bill
buy it
asked
for
me.
Bill. Yeah,
Bill
you bought it for me.
Bill asked me.
Well, why is it on your tweets you're saying you bought it for me and I'm ungrateful?
Well, you got it. You ended up with it.
No, you said you bought it for me and... I was kind enough to buy him a Ninja, yet he continuously insults both me and Bill for no apparent reason. 19th of July 2015. Bearing in mind, I started turning on these lot October 2014, September, October 2014. So a year later, he puts this up. What does that say? I was kind enough to buy him a Ninja. Yet he continuously insults both me and Bill for no apparent reason. Do you think that's for no apparent reason now? After everything that I've just shown you people. There it is. There it is. So he can deny it all he wants. You're guilty, Ian Puddick. You are guilty. You're guilty. And you can deny it all you want. You're fucking guilty. And no one believes you. And there's proof for it. And I've got a receipt. Bill can't use a Ninja recorder because it doesn't go on a camcorder with a tape in it. It goes at the very minimum on a DSLR camera. Got me? That's why what you've said in your defence makes no sense whatsoever. And you're in with all these fuckers in Parliament. And I got tweets that prove that as well. Leak busters. Yeah. Anyway, people, that's all I got time for. I'm going to jump off, and in the next half hour, go over and jump on Harsh's channel. I think he's live from 10:30 in the morning. So you've got sort of 40 minutes to get yourself over there, get yourself a coffee and a bit of toast or whatever, and get yourself over there. And yeah, I think that's going to be it from me, and I'll be back again soon. And we'll pick this up further. Got to sort out my screens. I really have. All right, people. Well, that's it. Yeah. So I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll leave it there. So take care, everyone. Look after yourself, and I'll see you soon.
Fucking troopers, all fucking wonky, strange, weird people. Ian Puddy, you're fucking weird. Bill Maloney, you're weird. John Wedger, you're fucking weird. Sean Atwood, you're fucking weird.
Brian Harvey's making videos. This guy's just effing Sean Atwood, effing John Wedger, effing Ian Puddick, effing Bill Maloney. When he started saying I was working for the New World Order, Brian Harvey's
fucking podcast.
Brian Harvey's
fucking podcast.
Brian Harvey's
fucking podcast. Fucking podcasters fucking talking shit.